This is episode 8 and the final episode of our knit along for the sloth. I hope you all have enjoyed this process. I finally have mine finished. Actually, he was finished over a week ago, but my silly husband decided to take a side trip to the hospital for a number of days. He's okay, and but it got me off my schedule. But here we are with our final project, and I just have a few things to say. I loved doing him. Would I do something different? I think the next time around I would definitely not do this darker gray. I used what I had for the snout, just because his nose here doesn't show up, the top stitching doesn't show up as well. But I used what I had. But I think if I did it again, I would simply duplicate this color right here for this area here. I just think it would make the features of his face show up better. As you all know, I cut my knitting short on the bathrobe, so it's not quite as long as the pattern says, but I think all in all, he's turned out pretty cute. I'm very happy with his little slippers. I did notice I have one little piece that I need to finish anchoring in right here on his slipper. Just now noticed that, but I'll go back and fix that. I am also very happy with the way that I am now modified these little the soles on these shoes. This is so much easier. It's actually 2 rows of purl, and then I go into the top, the way that it's written. Obviously knit those soles in the round. I've talked about that many times, and in this series I did, and other videos I've made previously I've talked about the sole, so I'm continue to be very happy with that. Take his little bathrobe off here, and I think I counted correctly for the length of his sleeve. I have to go back and look at the pattern. Not going to take the sleeves out, but they're a little short. I wished I would have paid a little more attention and made his little sleeves longer. And could I take this off, the band off? Absolutely, and lengthen those out very easily. But you know, this is where on these little critters I just think, why get too fussy? I think patterns are great, and hers are certainly clever, and we love the critters, but I am kind of one of those knitters that it's like, okay, there's other projects I want to do. Do I really want to take those sleeves off and lengthen them? Do I have to be so bound to the pattern? And I just would encourage you, if you are one of those that is terribly bound to the pattern and feel like you really, really have to follow it to a T, and you enjoy that, then continue to do that. I don't feel too guilty when I don't follow the pattern. Why not be a little innovative? Remember, this is something a child is going to love on, and so do I think they're going to love it less with those little bit shorter arms on this sleeve? I don't think so. And like I say, I've got other projects I want to move on to and do, so I'm never going to take that out and change that, but one could. And I actually thought that I had knitted or counted the rows of stripe appropriately, but somehow I missed it. So that's one thing. I did get the top stitching done, which I think is kind of okay. It gives a little definition. The other thing that I talked about before, and I'm going to talk about it one more time, is the color I chose for this star. I went with what was the most yellow that I had. Very disappointed with it because it blends in too closely to the gray, so it loses its definition. And by the time I really looked at it closely, I pretty much had this top done, and there again, I wasn't going to take all of this back out to change that star. But going forward, I think it just to be reminded of the contrast, it's really important to get good definition. You want greater contrast. So the gray and the yellow work well together, but this lighter gray and the yellow don't. So it just kind of looks like a little bit of a smear there, but that's okay. There again, I'm not taking it out, but that's just future thinking about colors when we choose them. Think about your contrast with all of your colors. So that kind of looks messy to me. On the back, I chose buttons that kind of matched the yellow and the star. So he's cute from the back side. And everything fits well. So I did not put as many buttons in. I just felt that was enough. So I didn't do more buttonholes. So, you know, where you can take liberties, make it your own. You know, his little jammies don't have to be striped. They could be solid. I'm seeing some of the pictures posted that everyone is doing on the website for these little critters on Facebook. And I just love the ones that people are finding different edges and using some different colors when they're doing the lace edge, and you know, just making it your own. And I think that's part of the fun. I will say, I think it is important to make at least one of these critters, if not a couple, exactly to the pattern, because there is a lot to be learned in that. But once you get a couple of them done, just start making it your own. I know I've had people ask me, oh, where did you get that particular color that's in the pattern book? And I understand if that's a color that you really want to have, but you know, if you can't find a color, substitute the whole color scheme of the clothing. It's a good thing. It's not bad to do that. So that's just my encouragement with having fun with these. I have enjoyed all the feedback off of these videos that I've done, and the encouragement, and the people that have bought the Flexi Flips. It's an investment, no doubt, but they are knitting these critters so nice. And if you get into knitting socks, they're wonderful for knitting socks. So I'm glad some of you have found those and are enjoying. And now some of you knitting in the round, it's not a big deal. So, you know, that's okay. I get it. Anyhow, thank you for joining me in this series. I hope you all have had fun. I really want to encourage you, if you are a member of the Knitting Animals on Facebook, that if you haven't joined that group, do. And let's all post some pictures and say whether you've done it on the knit along or not, if you would like. It just will be fun to see what we all have come up with. So thank you for joining me, and watch for my future videos. I will be having another one come out in another week or so. And if you've not been following them, I hope you get some fun ideas and encouragement to just enjoy your knitting. Have fun with it. I certainly am. Thank you for watching. Bye now.